Hello, my lovely people. Hope everyone is doing fantastic. It is raining here today, so I said I just dropped off my loan closing documents. I said, let me make this video. I know y'all haven't seen or heard from me in a while, especially a long video, so I said, why not tell you all what I've been up to. So first, I'm going to start off with, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this video. I greatly appreciate it. I'm almost there, y'all. If you been watching me, you know what I'm talking about. I'm almost there. So let me share with you all what I've been up to. I signed up for a medical courier position about a month or two ago. And I found this company through a young lady on TikTok. She kept talking about medical courier, medical courier, medical courier. But she would never, ever give the company's name. So I always tell y'all, when you're watching someone's video, pay close attention to the companies, the insurance, the contracts, whatever. Pay attention to who they mention and then go and do your own research. And let's back up a little bit. I had already did some research on YouTube previously about medical courier because, you know, I love driving. I love the limited people-to-people contact. You just driving in your car going from point A to point B, point C, and point D, and back to A. I love that. That's my thing. Always in life, find out what your thing is, and that's my thing. That's my jam. That's what I really enjoy doing. That's my happy spot, my happy place, or whatnot. Just to be in my car driving. So like I said, I have been doing research on YouTube for medical couriers, and every time someone will mention a company other than having to pay for a company list, I will always do my research, see if that company is actually hiring in my area. Now, if you remember, a few months ago I told you that I had a interview with a company that was hiring in my area, and that name of that company was MedZoomer. MedZoomer is a medical company that hire independent contractors to deliver prescriptions from, I think, the pharmacy to the residential homes. So with MedZoomer, it's more like being an employee other than an independent contractor, because you have to work or agree to work between this hour and that hour and these days. Well, I'm not like that. I don't want, if I don't feel well, like the past couple of days my stomach been real sour, I wasn't feeling well, so I knew I would get fired real quickly working for MedZoomer. So anyway, make a long story short and short story long, I interviewed with MedZoomer. I thought the interview went fantastic, but apparently it wasn't meant for me because they never called me back and told me I had got the position. So I've seen other people talk about MedZoomer on YouTube, right? And some have had success with MedZoomer and some haven't, okay? You have to always do your own research. But I did sign up for that company, and they are hiring in Charlotte, North Carolina, or in North Carolina. At this very moment, they might phase it out, who knows? But a few months ago, they were looking for drivers. Like I said, with MedZoomer, you sign up with that company. They have a slot that they want you to be able to work from, like, say, 4 to 8. This is just an example, from 4 to 8. And you might have 50 deliveries, and I don't even think it was hourly. I don't have my notes with me. I don't think it was per hour, but it might have been per drop. I'm not quite sure. I might revisit them just to have a filler out, but I know me that I can't be blocked into a certain day and time to work, because I have family that's going, family obligations, and I have my notary business, and I just have my health. I'm getting older. Sometimes I just don't feel like it. Some days I really need to take a mental break from everything and everybody, right? So anyway, I found this young lady on TikTok, and she was talking about medical courier. But like I said, she never, ever mentioned the name of the company. Well, kind of find out, I found someone else who mentioned the name of a company. And I immediately signed up for that company, paid for my background, my DMV background check report for 3 years, submitted all my documentations, and they're like, oh no, we don't hire in your state or something like that. I'm like, what? But this is who they said, So anywho, so fast forward. So the young lady eventually mentioned the name of the company that she worked for, and she had the contract person's name. So I was on it, y'all. I called that person so quickly, and believe it or not, they called me back, y'all. They called me back. That's how personable this company is. Now, They deliver, I deliver, we deliver for the Red Cross. I don't know what other kind of contracts there are. I'm a subcontractor. So with this particular company, they went out and got a contract with the Red Cross. With that contract, they subcontract out to drivers like myself. So I don't hold the actual contract. They hold the actual contract, and then to help fulfill that contract, they hire people out, like you and I, if that's what you want to do. Or I could have gone to this particular company and get the contract myself and then subcontract people out. But I don't want to be micromanaging people. So I've been doing it for a while now, and I really like it. I was even talking to my son the other day. I'm like, son, I said, would you ever be interested in, joining me? And I was thinking about getting a Sprinter van. So I went online, because I'm always doing my research. I do my research months and months ahead before I do anything, y'all. Y'all don't know that about me. I might just be talking about this now to y'all, but I've been doing research about this months and months previously. So I went online, I seen this Sprinter van. I've been seeing a lot of people talk about the Ford. I think it's the Ford Sprinter van. It's like a little baby Sprinter van. It's a little small one, but it's big enough to do what I plan on doing. And I asked him, will this be something that you'd be interested in? Because, he's at that age right now where he don't know if he want to work for somebody or he want to work for himself. And he's had jobs where he worked for other people. And if once, like me, I've been self-employed for so long. I work for myself. I've got it out the mud for so long. I can't see myself clocking in. I just can't. To be honest with you, I just can't see myself. So being your own boss is not easy. It's not easy. I'm never going to say it's easy, but you can do it. You have to be on a strict budget. Even if you're making $1 million a year, you have to be on a strict budget, because you have business expenses, you have personal expenses, and you have life. And sometimes life can take all that away from you if you don't be careful on how you spend your money when you make it. Okay. So let's just put that out there. So I was mentioning to him, possibly getting a Sprinter van and everything like that. And he was like, yeah, Mom, that's cool. I like driving, because he used to do Uber Eats and DoorDash. So he liked it. But you have to, you make a little bit of money. Like with this, you can make a lot of money. So, of course, I've been doing my research more and more of people who actually built their businesses up to where they're getting the contracts and they're hiring out. So I've been catching the gems that they've been throwing down. I'm picking them up as they throw them down. Listen to, hints about, the different levels, starting out with the car, then getting a Sprinter van, then getting a box truck and all that kind of stuff, and then getting contracts, and then actually forming a whole live business where you're hiring out different contractors. You know what I'm saying? So I've been doing my research, and I've been thinking like, okay, Nikki, where are you most comfortable at right now in this phase in your life? Me personally, right now, I use my own personal car. I don't have a minivan. I don't have a box truck. I don't have a Sprinter van. I use my own personal car. But I know the more you use your car, the more wear and tear you have on your car. The same thing as doing Uber and Lyft. The more you drive people around, people jumping in and out your car, tugging on your handles of your car, sitting in your seats, wiggling around in the seats and stuff. And it's just a lot of wear. Tires, I just had to spend all that money a couple months ago getting tires and rotors, brakes and rotors, and I had to get tires. I got used tires when I should have got new tires, but I didn't have the funds to get new tires. So it's just a lot of business expenses and personal expenses that you need. So thank God, I had the money to pay for it, but that's a whole nother story for another day. What I'm trying to get you to understand, that's what I've been doing as a medical career. I've been working my tail off. So be on the lookout for my next video about why I'm working my tail off. I've been on the hunt for purchasing a house. So I throw that out there. If you want to know more about me purchasing a house, where I'm at in that journey, not using not getting a loan from the bank, please tap in. A video will be posted tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. So, or later today. I'm not quite sure. Either today or tomorrow. But a video will be coming up with my updates on my home buying process, okay? But let's stick with the medical courier. Have I pushed the medical courier business to make $1,000 a week yet? No, I haven't. To be honest with you. Because with this particular company that I'm with, they call you. The dispatcher will call you and let you know, hey, Nikki, are you available to run here and here? And I'm like, okay, cool. The furthest I've been is Duke Hospital. If anybody know where Duke Hospital is compared to Charlotte, it's probably about 2.5 hours away. You get paid going there, but you don't get paid coming back. And if they don't have pickups for you along the way, it's like dead miles, So I'm trying to really figure out and make it make sense. what I did do yesterday, and this just throwing this out there, I opened up the Roadie app. Now, I made a video way back on my channel about me doing Roadie for the first time. If I remember, or I know how to do it, I'll put a little screenshot up here somewhere, showing you on my video of me talking about doing Roadie. Now, I opened up the Roadie app yesterday just to try to do, because Walmart Spark wasn't hitting on nothing yesterday, y'all. And I was able to get one pharmacy run. Now, I want to do pharmacy runs. That's all I want to do. If I had to do 50 pharmacy runs, I want to do 50 pharmacy run. Because my goal is $274 a day. $274 a day times 7 days is $100,000 a year. No matter if I get it in my notary business, no matter if I get it in Walmart Spark, Roadie, the Courier. $274 is my goal every day. I should not be going home, pulling into that driveway until I done hit $274 a day. You have to have your mindset on it. You have to think about the bigger picture, the big goal, your goals. Nobody gonna give you nothing. They may help you along the way. You may have blessings along the way, but at the end of the day, it's your goals, your dreams, your aspirations. So you have to keep yourself accountable. You have to keep yourself encouraged. Like today, I already made my goal, so I can go home and lay across my bed and Netflix. You know what I'm saying? Chill on Netflix, because I met my goal. I had one closing was $150. I had another closing that was $150, and I had another closing that was $75. I've hit my goal today. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. I've hit my goal in my notary business. You understand what I'm saying? So, in my notary business. Now, had I done Walmart Spark, I would have had to make sure I got enough the GM orders, where I would have had to get like the big batches, like the $40 batches, the $60 batches, the $30 batches, the up, other than the one-off single or shopping orders that's paying like $20, $30, $25, $30 shopping orders to hit my $274 per day. Let me see, Courier. With the Courier app, I would have to do long distance runs, not the local runs, because they pay you $1 per mile. So I would have had to do either the Durham or Raleigh runs. That would have given me 200 some miles, or 2 of those or 3 of those 100-mile rides, if that makes sense. Not the little ones, not the 20-mile runs, because that's only $20. You see what I'm saying? So you have to think about it. So back to the medical courier side, what I've been doing while you haven't been seeing me a lot is because when I call dispatch, I say, especially if I have the gas, because I've been using my credit cards to cover the gas, because with this medical courier business, you get paid every Friday. So what you worked last week, I would have got paid today. And then what I worked this week, I get paid next Friday. So you get paid every Friday. So you have to grind. You have to grind and budget. So, and if you're doing a long distance runs, according to what kind of car you got to budget for gas, because they're not going to give you no gas. You got to budget for gas. So that's the one thing. It was towards the end of the month. Y'all know how that go. Bills be coming in, unexpected stuff be coming in. So I didn't do as much as I wanted to. But at the beginning of next month, my goal is to share with you that I have hit $1,000 for that week. Now, and I will tell you and share with you how I was able to do it. So back to the medical courier, this particular company. They'll call you and see if you're available for a particular run. They'll tell you where you're picking up from, normally the Red Cross, and where you're going to. And it's either a stat or ASAP. ASAP means they need it immediately. ASAP is like as soon as possible. That's is what it stands for. So if it's a stat, you don't need to be out in the middle of the grocery store trying to shop. But if it's ASAP, if you're in the middle of the grocery store, you're trying to hurry up your groceries, check out, go home, drop them off, and then go to where you need to go pick the stuff up at, and then go to the hospital. Because a lot of times I've been going to the hospital. So one of the tips that I share with you are also when you're doing a medical courier run, if you're doing night pickups. I like doing night pickups because it's not that much traffic. I've always been an early morning driver or a late night driver. People worry about me and my family. My family worry about me, but I don't be worried because it don't be that traffic. It don't be that many spooky people, especially where I be at, that's going to harm me, okay? But people out there, we all know that. We watch enough Lifetime and we watch enough movies and know people that's had experiences, okay? So one thing about the night drop-offs at hospitals is when you check into the security, become friends with the security people, because they a lot of times have to walk you or check you into the blood banks. And what I've learned from my experience for doing this for like 2 months now is that when you become friends with security people, they'll let you know it's okay to leave your car up front. Now, I'm still old school. I leave my car up front with my blinkers going. I don't know. I see other people pulling up there, had the blinkers going. A security officer reassured me. He said, Nikki, well, he didn't call me Nikki, but he like, listen, you know, your car got to be there at least for a couple of hours for us to tow it or threaten it. Me, I'm old school. Y'all. I am old school. I've never had my car towed. I'm not even gonna tell y'all I've experienced that, but I have a strong fear of getting my car towed. So before, when I first started doing this and I would do the night runs, I would park my car in a parking lot and tote those boxes because I have a little dolly. I would tote those boxes through the emergency room until I see the security officer, and the security officers would take me through to the blood bank. But honey, when that security officer told me park my car out front, the emergency room, because that's where you're going, because all the other doors are closed. So at night runs as a medical courier, from my experience going delivering to the hospital, I park in the emergency department entrance on the side, not in the front, where you know people have to pull their loved ones in. Over to the side with my blinkers going, I lock my car, I unload my car, then I go through the emergency room and let the security officers walk me to the blood bank. Okay. So like I said, build a rapport with these security people. You know what I'm saying? They put you up on game. They even will tell you entrances where you can park at that's even closer, faster, and all that kind of stuff. So that's one little thing that I want to share with y'all in case you're interested. Like, oh my God, what do you deliver at night? What if all the doors is locked? Go in the hospital at night. Go to the emergency entrance. Go to emergency entrance. 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10. The security officer or security personnel will walk you through to the blood bank, right? So that's what I've been up to. I've been becoming a medical courier. Like I said, the company calls you, asks you, are you available? You already know how much you're going to get paid. You don't have to ask those questions. The company I've been working for has been paying me on time. Now, first I was kind of slow, hesitant. 2 months ago, I ain't do it. They was calling me a lie. I didn't do it a lot because I want to make sure they're going to pay me. I ain't gonna lie to you. But they did pay me. And I'm very happy. So I'm very pleased. So from my experience, I think you should look into becoming a medical courier. If you got a driving license, you don't have a messed up driving record, and you have a vehicle. Now, this one person was telling me that you can even use a rental car. A rental car. I don't know how that goes towards the insurance, but you do have to submit your driving license, insurance, your registration, and your background, your DMV background check. So, well, I guess when you get a rental car, you get all the information too. I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments when you rent a car, do you get all that information? But anyway, yeah, so that's what I've been up to. I've been working my off, trying to make this money. No, I haven't been pushing it to the extreme because I've been doing my notary business because, it's towards the end of the month. Loan closing's been crazy. It's been wild out here. I've been doing Walmart Spark. Walmart Spark been doing pretty good. Walmart Spark been doing so good. Yesterday it wasn't doing too good. That's why I turned on Rody. And then Rody gave me one pharmacy order, and it was just like, okay, Nikki, like, it's time to go home. Find something else to do. Plus, you don't feel well. And then when I got home, the courier company dispatcher called me, and I did a run. I did a local run. You know what I'm saying? I only paid $20. But that was a local run. I wasn't feeling that well. I didn't want to push it. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad I didn't because I got stuck in traffic for 3 hours. That's another thing. If you don't like driving, Courier, Uber, Lyft, Walmart Spark is not the thing for you. If you do not like traffic, you do not like driving, you don't like being on the road with people, being a medical courier is not for you. But if you don't mind being in your car, this your grind, this your jam, put your music on, put your podcast on, or don't have nothing on, just you and the tires and against the road, the pavement, like they say, and just zone out, thinking about your life, thinking about some decisions you made in your life, thinking about some decisions you need to make for your life. This is the perfect gig for you, and you can make so much money. So much money. So you have to figure out what's hiring in your areas, first of all, how much they pay. Do your Google reviews on them, just like anything. See what other people are saying. Don't always take heed to the negative. Because I worked for some companies where I've read Google reviews and it said negative, and I didn't have a negative experience. So that's the one thing I tell y'all. Look at Google reviews, but don't always read the negative, because I've worked for companies, like I tell y'all, that they've had negative reviews and I didn't have a bad experience. It just didn't work out for me, for my situation, for my preference. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I meant with that. But thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for more videos. Like I said, the next video I'll be making and sharing with y'all is my home journey, my home buying process. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.